joined Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
Temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.
We apologize for starting late. Our technical crew, they are working very hard to ensure that we have a smooth event. Today, we join 100 schools from all over the world to talk expertise and initiatives that promote excellent education, especially in underserved communities. What is excellent education? Is it just getting students to school to sit under a lecture? For us, an individual has received an excellent education when they can use the knowledge they have received to solve problems. By being a Lead for Ghana Fellow, we contribute in our own small ways to ensure that all children, regardless of their socioeconomic or geographical background, have access to this excellent education. We work tirelessly as teachers in underserved communities throughout all parts of the world using various projects and initiatives to realize this vision. Our project of focus for today is CREATEVES. This is a talent grooming platform established to unearth the creative abilities of teenage girls in our partner school, Ola RC Convent Girls Basic School. We prioritize the use of creative art to mentor and teach the value of education. Our partner school, Ola RC Convent Girls Basic School, is an all-girls Catholic school located in a suburb called Kejikope in Keta, Bota region of Ghana. It is run by the Ghana Education Service and the Catholic school that built it. Initially, the school was built to groom young girls to become Reverend Sisters. However, as time went on, it opened to make room for girls irrespective of their career aspirations. Over the years, the school has embraced many organizations such as Lead for Ghana, Right to Play, etc., in its bid to promote the agenda of helping these young girls achieve their dreams. It is an honor to be selected as one of the 100 schools to be celebrated and be given the opportunity to throw more light on our expertise. To assist us do this, we'll be hosting a panel discussion, a panel of dedicated and passionate educators who will share their expert opinions on the theme, the role of creative arts in promoting quality education. My name is Jocelyn Kublenu, a Lead for Ghana Fellow, and I'll be your moderator for today. Get interactive using the Q&A box. We anticipate your questions, contributions, and comments as we discuss our main theme for today. You can follow or join the conversation on social media using the hashtag World Education Week, hashtag Lead for Ghana on our social media platforms at Lead for Ghana, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Follow Vika Potter on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Vika Potter. Please do well to bear with us in case of unexpected technical challenges, as our technical team is working diligently to resolve any issues. Our first guest on the panel is the headmistress of our partner school. She has 22 years of experience in teaching and is very passionate about empowering young girls and women in the community. As the headmistress, she has supported a lot of initiatives that are brought on by Lead for Ghana and aided in her own small ways to contribute to the provision of quality education for young girls. She is in the person of Madam Stella Jidedi Beki. Welcome, Madam. Thank you for staying on the line.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Jocelyn. I'm Stella Jidedigbeki, as introduced by the moderator. Excellent education, as we can all say, is an education that seeks to improve all the faculties of our human development. Or simply put, you will say it's an education that puts into consideration the physical, the emotional, and the intellectual development of the child. To continue, we will say that the coming of Lead for Ghana Fellows has helped Kata Ola Convent girls a lot. I will say this because they are coming and being young, they are able to interact with our girls so well because they see them as their peers. So they are able to share things that they are not able to share with us, the old teachers. They see them as one of them, so they interact with them, tell them their problems, and they help them to solve. Creative arts as a tool in the mentorship center, I would say that the creative is helping us a lot because this is where the young girls are groomed with their talents. We know that our girls do not know about their talent, but with this Lead for Ghana Fellows, they help them to discover various talents and they are grooming them in that area. So I would say this is helping them to come out in their education. So we'll say that we are involving them in the physical, in the emotional, and all the other areas. To talk of excellent education, I would say that when we talk of excellent education, it is where these young girls are being groomed in their various talents. So they discover their talents and they develop it. And with this, they are taken from the free time that they use to do things that they are not supposed to do, which will lead them wayward. And with this grouping, they are engaged so that they can use their time well. So I'll say the coming of Lead for Ghana into our area is very helpful. I will I will say this because initially, my coming to Convent, I've seen that our girls are shy. They don't come out when you ask them to do things. But with the introduction of this creative, now they are becoming bold. When they are called upon to do things, they come out and they do it to your satisfaction. So I would say Lead for Ghana has helped us a lot. And I think this is all I have to say about the Lead for Ghana Fellow and their introduction of creative as a mentorship center. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. That is very inspiring, and I'm sure that a lot of schools out there that are listening will He has established an art business called Deep Creative Art, hoping to register it as a social enterprise that supports the disadvantaged, provide jobs, and empower the youth of Ghana. I have the opportunity to interact and follow some of your works, and I must say you are doing a remarkable job at providing a platform for young creatives and the youth in Ghana to unearth their abilities and to channel their gifts into taking charge of their lives and transforming their community. Welcome, Mr. Delali Livingstone Agbo. It is an honor to have you join us to discuss art and education. My first question for you is, what does excellent education look like to you?
Thank you, Jocelyn, for your kind introduction. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
I'm highly honored for this opportunity to share my thoughts on the role of creative arts in promoting quality education. So an excellent education for me is a kind of education that provides students with the resources and the skills they need to thrive both in and outside of the classroom. Just to borrow the words of Albert Einstein, education is not just the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. For instance, when students complete school and get into the work environment, they should be able to create sustainable solutions to the problems that they will encounter at the workplace. Also, we are in a constantly changing world, and it is prudent for our educational system to provide opportunity for students to be aware of these changing trends, to leverage this for their growth and success. Thank you.
I'm not lying. Thank you so much, Mr. Dalali. My next question for you is, tell us about your journey as a creative, how you impacted lives with art, some of your challenges and the successes that you have chalked.
All right, thank you for your question. So growing up as a child, one of the best ways that I expressed myself was through my drawings and paintings. I remember I used to visit a popular cinema close to my school almost every day to draw the movie stars on their posters. My friends, my family, and teachers knew I was born to be an artist because I topped my class in every art project. At that young age, I had no idea of how art could play a role in development. Fast forward after university, I got a chance to intern and volunteer with several NGOs working with children. I wasn't a trained teacher, but I was able to create and deliver contents that were student-centered and full of fun. It was at this point that I knew I was called to do more with my gift in art. During my fellowship with Lead for, I encountered a student who had a keen interest in art, so I decided to mentor him. I guided him to participate in a still life drawing competition organized for schools within the circuit, and he took the first position. He went ahead to participate at the district level and he won. This student of mine is called Sekou Goswe, and he got admission to study visual arts at Keta Senior High School. Recently, Goswe sent me a message via WhatsApp, and with your permission, Jocelyn, I would like to read this out. I thank you for being such an I thank you for being such an amazing teacher and for all your great lessons. I feel so fortunate to have been in your class. You have amazed and inspired me daily, and for that I am thankful because you are truly a wonderful teacher. As a teacher, you gave me the tools I need to face my future. You are an inspiration to other students and teachers alike. You have activated a hunger for knowledge and wisdom, inspiring me to plan my future and become a better individual. You have been so much more than a teacher for us. You have been our mentor, our support, and our guide. Thank you for everything you have done for me, sir. After receiving this message from God's Way, I reflected on all the times I had to engage and guide him and how meaningful this has been for him. The challenges I have faced on this journey had to do with managing my emotion and mental well-being. Sometimes I get worried when I'm not getting the needed results on time and also the resources to accomplish all the ideas that I have. Despite these challenges, I am privileged for the opportunity to impact lives and for feedback like God's ways always keep me going. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Delali, for sharing that inspiring message from our student. And we'd like to read a few comments before we proceed to our final question. So someone says our students should be able to leverage their strength to succeed in this ever-changing world. And I agree with that. Students should be able to use the knowledge that they have acquired, like you said, should be able to use the knowledge that they have acquired to solve problems. Mr. Agbo is certainly a champion teacher. Very touching message from your student. That is very true. We study under him and he's a very inspiring coach for us. Now we shall go to our final question for Mr. Delali. Talk to us about merging education and art.
All right, Jocelyn, thank you. As already been highlighted by Madam, the learning environment is made up of the physical, the emotional, and the intellectual aspects. Children, especially at the lower level, learn best with pictures because they are able to remember easily. Even children at the upper level are able to engage with lessons that are practical and fun. When I first arrived at the Metricasa DA Basic School, I noticed that students usually write their nicknames on the classroom walls. And as a visual artist and someone who understands how the learning environment should look like, I convinced the existing teachers and the students to repaint the JHS block. I also invited volunteers on board who came to support and also sensitize the students on the need to keep their classroom walls clean. As a fellow, I leveraged my gift in art, which made my work very easy. Apart from the pedagogical skills and the content delivery, I incorporated creative chants, energizers, music, and beautifully designed teaching and learning aids, which helped me to deliver my content very well. Also, I realized that as a visual artist, I needed to make my classroom more practical. So I guided my students to perform a drama in their literature book, which is titled The Dilemma of a Ghost, during a cultural event which was organized for students within the circuit, and they took the second position. This was aimed to boost their confidence and also public speaking skills. Just to quote the Iranian Dutch musician Seb Daliza, she said, "Art is life and life is art." And I couldn't agree with her more, because there is art in everything that we do. The way we dress, the way we communicate, the way we manage, the way we teach involves art. If you give two teachers the same content to teach, you realize that they will use different approaches. And that is the beauty in the art of teaching. So I'd like to use this opportunity to encourage all teachers who have joined us to always find creative ways of delivering their content. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Delali. Teachers should incorporate creative ways to teach their students. I hope that the teachers out there are listening and picking notes. Now, would like to take a brief break from our conversation and move to a dance performance from our students. But before I go, I would like to read Delali's intro again because unfortunately, due to some technical issues, some of our audience were not able to hear. He is an ICCR scholar currently pursuing MA Social Work at the Department of Social Work, University of Delhi. He has over 5 years experience in the non-profit sector and working with underserved communities. Besides his background in community development, he is a visual artist and songwriter. He has incorporated his talent in every impact-driven activity he has been involved in. He has established an art business called Deep Creative Arts, DCA, hoping to register it as a social enterprise that supports the disadvantaged, provide jobs, and empower the youth. From the conversation and from his submissions, you can see that he is a very passionate teacher. He's a very dedicated, and you can see it from some of the submissions that he made. We'll now move on to a dance performance from Creative's young girls.
Beat up on the rope, I stick in the boot of the go down the money, not volable. When to jump on me, must go, my table black, oh, so cool, and to one of my head, chat, to do better than I could lash you, touch your toe. They like they love for you to grow. I don't want to lose you, try to know. Something like this over there, I'm pressing it. The rest of the time, you are the only so much is backward, so much is backward, so much is backward. You know, never been so much is backward, so much is backward, so much is backward. I believe never been so much is backward, so much is backward, so much is backward. You know, never been so much is backward, so much is backward, so much is backward.
That was an amazing performance. Before I move on to the next thing, Delali, we have a question for you. Somebody wants to know, what do you do if you are not as artistic as you are? What do you do as a teacher if you do not have the creative abilities that you do? How do you incorporate lively activities into some of the things that you do in your class to help students learn?
All right, thank you for the question. You don't necessarily have to be a visual artist to be able to bring in creative activities in your class. I have a fellow who teaches science at KG AME Zion School, and he's able to use music to bring his lessons live, okay? I've seen him use music to teach his students about photosynthesis. And when you go to the class and students are singing this song, there's no way they would ever forget. Myself, when I was in junior high school, my teachers have used music to make some of the content easy for me. I remember we learned about the breeds of sheep, the breeds of chicken, the breeds of, pork and all. I couldn't have remembered all of this. It was through music that I remembered. So you can try and use any creative means that you think would work for you. You don't necessarily have to be a visual artist. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, please. You have answered our question. Thank you very much. You spoke about one of the fellows that you worked with. He's not very much of a creative, but he's able to, add music to whatever he teaches so that the students can remember everything that he teaches. We apologize once again for the technical issues that we are facing. And like I said, our technical crew, they are working very hard to ensure that we have a smooth event till this is over. We would like to go back to our headmistress because we faced a few challenges in the beginning. We would like to ask her some questions for her to go over what she submitted the first time. So, Madam, can you take us again through your experience with Lead for Ghana Fellows? What has the experience been so far? What are the challenges that you have faced? And what does excellent education look like to you?
Thank you, Jocelyn. As I said earlier, I said the coming of Lead for Ghana Fellows has helped us a lot because initially in our school, when you ask our girls to come out to do something, they feel very shy to come. But with the coming of the Lead for Ghana Fellows and the introduction of creative, this talent grooming, they coming out to perform, this has given them a lot of exposure, which now allows them to come out to do anything that you ask them to do without being shy. Without being shy. So I would say this creative art as a mentorship center has helped a lot. I also said that the coming of the Lead for Ghana Fellow has helped because our girls see them as just one of them, unlike some of us who they see as older than them, so they feel shy to approach us when they have any problem. But seeing them as the for them, solving them. To add to this, the introduction of the creative, I say help a lot because they are engaged in the grooming them in the various talents. So this prevents them from having time to do things that they are not supposed to do because they are always engaged in doing something or the other. So I would say the coming of the Lead for Ghana Fellows has helped us a lot. This is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam, for those kind words. Hearing you say this out loud is actually an encouragement for us. It means that we are doing something good at your school. It means that we are working hard. It means that whatever we are doing in the school is paying off. If even from where you sit, you are able to see the progress of these students, we are very grateful. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to even work in your school and to start the this project Creatives. In order for us to, we're going to have a student come and share her experience with us, how Creatives has changed her life and how Creatives is inspiring her to be a better person. We invite Enyonam Chifuaka, who is a Class 6 student, to share her experience with us.
Hello, my name is Enyonam Chifuaka, a Class 6 student of Keta Ola RC Convent Girls Daily School. Coming to school had always been a chore for a long time. My interest in studies reduced from low to no interest at all because there was nothing fun to do except play. I contributed less in class and my exam results were not too good. When Madam Jocelyn and Madam Anita came from Late for Ghana, I was excited because we always get excited when new teachers arrive. Theirs, however, was a bit small because they looked young and approachable. They indeed were approachable. They created, because in the 1 year that they have been here, they created a safe space for us, ourselves, to share our problems and be listening to find a solution to this problem. They check up on us and go the extra mile of visiting our home to help our students. They always call, they always challenge us and keep trying, keep pushing us to try. Do we get it right? We do not feel alienated. They always call us aside and teach us how we can be better. Establishing creative at our school made me even more excited. I have always loved science. When I express myself through poems, it gives me a sense of purpose and belonging. All these elements together motivate a constantly endures me not to give up. When I complete my education, I want to pursue a career in arts. Even though this does not fall under, I still believe taking my education seriously will make this a difference. I hope girls out there feel motivated to keep pushing regardless of their situation and see the lives of their own, creating a better life for them. Thank you very much for allowing me to share my experience.
Thank you very much, Enyonam, for finding the courage to share your experience with us. I'm sure that girls watching out there, seeing you find the courage to talk about what you've been through and the challenges that you are causing, will learn a thing or two from you. Like I said, when Madam made her submission, it is very inspiring to hear that some of the things that we are doing at your school are paying off. All too soon, we are almost getting to the end of our event, but before we go, we would like to see if we have any questions. If we have any questions for the panelists before we go on to our next item. Okay, so somebody wants to find out how unique it is to, I think Delali, not Delali, Madam can answer that question. How different is teaching in a mixed school from teaching in an all-girls school? What are the differences? How unique is it? What is the experience like? Can you share with our audience?
Thank you very much, Jocelyn. I would say teaching in a mixed school and all girls school is a little different. Because when you take the mixed school, you see boys interfering in some of the activities that we, in quotes, claim to be men activity. So they dominate when it comes to those activities. But in the all girls, they are the only ones there, so they don't have any option. They are forced to do whatever that they are asked. So they are ready anything because it's an opportunity that's given to them. They don't shy away from it. But in the mid school, because the boys are there, the girls are feeling shy. Because the boys are always coming out to school. They feel shy that when they come out to do these things, they will be looked at as if they are, let's say, we call them at the hard girl side. So they are shy. But here, because they are all there alone, no interaction, anything that comes away with confidence. That's what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. So you have highlighted what is unique, and you have said that because it's an all-girls school, it gives the girls the safe space to be themselves, to express themselves, and then they don't have to compete with guys to, own their spaces. Thank you very much for answering that question. Don't forget to continue to follow the conversation on all social media platforms. Hashtag T4 World Education Week, hashtag Lead for Ghana. Don't forget to follow Lead for Ghana at Lead for Ghana on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So, like I said, we are coming to an end of our discussion, and I would like to quickly run through some of the things that our panelists shared with us, 5 steps to replicate. The first and most important one is to inculcate art in the way that we teach. We should find creative ways to, teach our children, to help them to understand some of the things that we teach them, because all students do not have the same learning style. So when you inculcate creative arts in what you're teaching, it goes a long way to meet the learning needs of all students. Another thing is to prioritize the mental health of students. Make sure that it is a priority for you. When a student is sad, make sure that you make the effort to talk to the student, and you don't just focus on helping them to get good grades and scoring high marks. Talk to the student, find out what is going on. Maybe they are facing some challenges, and maybe you can bring a solution to that problem. Another thing is to encourage positive reinforcement. This means that you reward positive action. So if a child does something right, in order for them to know that what they are doing is right, you reward them, you praise them, so that the next time they'll do it again. Home visits, make sure that you have a close relationship with the students so much that you find the time to visit them in their homes. I would like to call on Rebecca Osei Bonsu to give us the vote of thanks. But before that, I would like to thank our panelists, Madame Stella Jidedi Becky, the headmistress of our school, for taking the time, for staying after school to have this conversation with us. I also like to thank Mr. Livingstone Agbo for staying this late to make this conversation a success. And thank you to those who joined, those who were able to join our technical crew. I mean, Rebecca will do the proper vote of thanks, but I just want to let you all know that I appreciate the efforts that you put into making this event a success. So, Rebecca, the floor is all yours. Help us thank the right.
Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
Due to technical issues that we are facing, we would like to take the vote of thanks again. We have been able to stabilize our network, so we'd like to take the vote of thanks again from Rebecca Osei Bonso.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Jocelyn. It is from Anna. Thank you, Jocelyn. It is an honor to be called upon to give the vote of thanks on behalf of the host school. First, a big thank you to T4 Education and Vitus Porter for the opportunity to showcase our school's expertise. We are grateful. We also want to appreciate our panelists for your contributions today. Our headmistress, Madam Stella Jidedi Becky, Mr. Livingstone Delali Agbo, and our dear student, Enyunam Chifwaka, for the time you have invested in this virtual conference. We want to further thank the team from Lead for Ghana, Avis Ajakujo, the technical producers Anita Ajay and Bismarck Bimpon. For our marketing and publicity team, your tremendous efforts are what made this event a success. Also, thank you to Keta Community Library for giving us this space. Finally, thank you to you, our audience, for participating in this session from all over the world. See you all next year.
Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.